Hankang's I Do Not Bid Farewell is a deeply emotional story that follows a woman who has lost the person she loves most. It is a journey through her grief, filled with vivid memories and overwhelming feelings of sadness, loneliness, and longing. The story beautifully captures the pain of losing a loved one, the difficulty of letting go, and the struggle to find peace, while holding on to the love that remains. The main character is a woman who has recently lost her beloved partner. The pain of his absence is immense, and she feels a deep emptiness inside her, as if she has been swallowed by a vast, endless ocean. The grief is heavy, like an anchor pulling her down into the depths of despair. Every day feels like a battle to stay afloat, and the memories of him are both her comfort and her sorrow. She cannot help but think about all the times they spent together, all the little moments that made up their lives. Each memory brings both warmth and pain, as she remembers the happiness they shared and the harsh reality that those days are gone forever. The woman often finds herself lost in her thoughts, revisiting the past. She remembers their laughter, how they would laugh so freely, so deeply that it seemed like the whole world would pause just to listen. She remembers their long walks, side by side, feeling the warmth of his hand in hers. They walked through parks, down quiet streets, and along the river, sometimes talking about their hopes and dreams, other times just enjoying the silence together. These memories are etched into her mind, and they play over and over, like a movie she cannot turn off. She recalls the warmth of his voice, the way he would say her name, and how safe she felt whenever he was near. Now, the silence in her life feels overwhelming. The spaces he used to fill are now empty, and she struggles to adjust to this new reality. One of the hardest things for her is accepting that she never got the chance to say a proper goodbye. His death was sudden, and she was left with so many things unsaid. So many emotions she never got to express. She wanted to tell him how much he meant to her, how deeply she loved him, and how she could not imagine her life without him. But now, those words are stuck inside her, heavy and unspoken, like a stone lodged in her heart. She often imagines what she would say to him if she had just one more moment. How she would hold him tight, look into his eyes, and let him know that he was everything to her. The pain of not being able to say goodbye haunts her, and she feels as though a part of her is missing, something that can never be replaced. As time passes, the woman tries to come to terms with her grief. She isolates herself, spending long hours alone, trying to understand her feelings and make sense of what has happened. She finds herself going through his things, touching the clothes he used to wear, holding the objects that he once held. Each item brings back a flood of memories, and she can almost feel his presence again, as if he is still there with her. Sometimes, she closes her eyes and pretends that he is just in another room, that he will come back any moment, and they will continue their lives as if nothing has changed. But deep down, she knows that he is gone, and she has to face the reality of living without him. She also finds herself visiting the places they used to go together. She goes to their favorite coffee shop, where they would sit for hours, talking and enjoying each other's company. She sits at their usual table, orders his favorite drink, and waits, as if he might walk through the door at any moment. The familiar surroundings bring a bittersweet comfort. She feels close to him, yet the emptiness beside her is a painful reminder that he is no longer there. She walks along the riverbank where they used to stroll hand in hand, feeling the breeze on her face and imagining that he is walking beside her. These visits help her feel connected to him, but they also make her realize how much she has lost. The woman goes through many emotions as she tries to process her grief. There are moments when she feels angry at the world for taking him away, angry at herself for not cherishing every single moment they had together, and angry at him for leaving her alone. She knows that her anger is irrational, but she cannot help the way she feels. There are also moments when she feels guilty, as if there was something she could have done to prevent his death. She replays the past in her mind, wondering if she missed any signs, if there was anything she could have done differently. The guilt weighs heavily on her, adding to the burden of her grief. Despite the overwhelming sadness, there are also moments of warmth. She remembers the love they shared, and those memories bring her comfort. She thinks about the way he made her feel special, the way he would look at her with so much love in his eyes. She remembers the small gesture show he would bring her flowers for no reason, how he would hold her close when she was feeling down, and how he always knew exactly what to say to make her smile. These memories remind her that she was lucky to have experienced such deep love. Even if their time together was cut short, she holds on to these moments, knowing that they will always be a part of her. The woman slowly begins to accept that he is gone. She realizes that she cannot change what has happened, and she must find a way to move forward. It is not easy, and there are days when the pain feels unbearable. But she knows that she cannot stay in the past forever. She starts to find small ways to honor his memory. She plants a garden in his name, filling it with his favorite flowers. She writes letters to him, pouring out her feelings and telling him about her day. Even though she knows he will never read them, these small acts help her feel close to him and give her a sense of purpose. As time goes on, the woman learns that it is okay to feel joy again. She starts to find moments of happiness in her life, watching the sunset, listening to their favorite songs, and spending time with friends who support her. She realizes that feeling happy does not mean she has forgotten him, or that she loves him any less. It means that she is learning to live with the loss, to carry his memory with her, while still embracing the life she has left. She knows that he would want her to be happy, and she tries to honor that by finding joy in the little things. The woman starts to find new ways to fill the emptiness in her life. She takes up new hobbies, like painting and gardening, as a way to express her emotions and find peace. She paints scenes that remind her of him, places they visited together, the flowers he loved, and the sunsets they watched. Painting becomes a way for her to release her pain and create something beautiful out of her sorrow. Gardening, too, gives her a sense of purpose. She finds comfort in tending to the plants, watching them grow and bloom, knowing that she is nurturing life, even in the midst of her grief. She also begins to reconnect with the people around her. For a long time, she had isolated herself, not wanting to burden others with her sadness. But slowly, she starts to open up to her friends and family. She shares her memories of him, the good times they had, and the love they shared. Talking about him helps her feel less alone, and she realizes that there are people who care about her and want to support her. Her friends listen to her stories, laugh with her at the happy memories, and hold her when she cries. Their presence helps her feel less isolated. And she starts to see that she can find strength in the people who love her. The woman also finds solace in writing. She begins to write about her journey, her grief, and her memories of him. She writes about the day they met, the way they fell in love, and the life they built together. Writing becomes a way for her to keep his memory alive, to make sure that their story is never forgotten. She writes letters to him, telling him about her day, her hopes, and her dreams. Even though she knows he will never read them, writing these letters helps her feel connected to him. It is as if, through her words, she can still reach out to him, still share her life with him. As she moves forward, the woman makes a promise to herself. She promises to live her life fully, to embrace every moment, to find joy and beauty in the world around her. She promises to carry his memory with her, to let it be a source of inspiration, rather than a source of sorrow. She knows that there will be difficult days, days when the pain feels fresh and raw. But she also knows that she has the strength to get through them. She has survived the darkest moments of her life, and she knows that she can continue to move forward, one day at a time. I Do Not Bid Farewell is a story of love, loss, and resilience. It is a story about the power of memory, the strength of the human spirit, and the ability to find hope even in the face of great sorrow. It reminds us that even when we lose someone we love, their memory lives on within us, giving us the courage to face each new day. It is a story that speaks to the universal experience of grief, the pain of saying goodbye, and the beauty of carrying love with us, always. The woman's journey is one of transformation. She moves from a place of deep sorrow and despair to a place of acceptance, hope, and joy. She learns that grief is not something to be overcome, but something to be embraced. A part of the human experience that connects us all. She finds beauty in the small moments, in the memories of her partner, and in the love that they shared. She knows that he will always be a part of her, that his love will always be with her, and that she can carry that love with her as she moves forward into the future.